Harry and Meghan had agreed certain terms with the Queen, but after her death, they apparently decided to rethink the rules of the game. Releasing a documentary series on Netflix, the Sussexes have been accused of betraying Her Majesty's trust. The couple are believed to have failed to honor the agreement made with the monarch in Sandringham back in January 2020. So what were the agreements made shortly before the couple moved to the United States? According to royal sources, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex promised in the final meeting that everything they do would continue to uphold Her Majesty's values. A statement from the palace, released on behalf of the late Queen at the time, also read, "Harry, Meghan and Archie will always be very much loved members of my family." The Queen added, "My whole family hopes that today's agreement will allow them to start building a happy and peaceful new life." But the couple's loyalty to Elizabeth II and her legacy has since been called into question after a series of high-profile attacks on the Windsors, including an interview with Oprah Winfrey and a 6-part show of all sorts, accusing the court and all of Britain. The picture looks different. Observers say with one voice that the Sussexes have pounced on an institution that has provided them with everything from livelihood to popularity, prompting one royal expert to conclude that the truce between the couple and the rest of the royal family is now truly broken. Speaking to The Express, royal author Phil Dampier argued that the couple had shown disrespect to both the late Queen Elizabeth and Harry's father, King Charles III. Whatever their alleged grievances, the way Harry and Meghan behaved is an absolute betrayal that excludes the Queen's legacy. They have acted in a completely unacceptable way, despite attempts by the late Queen and his father to extend an olive branch. According to experts, the damage from the Sussex show, which has become one of the most watched on Netflix, could be huge. And the techniques used in the preparation and editing of the series does not withstand any criticism. It is not only the image of the new king, who, among other things, very saddened by the state of personal relationships with his youngest son, may suffer. Alas, Prince Harry also cast a shadow on the name of Elizabeth II in his speeches depicting her weak and weak-willed figure, for which all decided by others. Royal fans of both circumstances are extremely indignant, given that the Sussexes are still trying to talk about the Queen as much as possible and use the connection with her at any opportunity. The secrets of His Majesty, Prince William and other members of the BCS's favorite festive drinks. Although this year the Queen has dropped the traditional gathering of all the family at Sandringham, that doesn't mean the Windsors won't celebrate Christmas. They will probably toast each other's health by video link, but the rest of the winter festivities will surely take place. What will be in the glasses? In addition to the expected mulled wine and scotch, the royal family has quite a few surprising drink options to set the festive mood. It was thought that Her Majesty would start celebrating Christmas with her family by exchanging gifts and drinks. In the Queen's case, it's a martini. In a Channel 5 documentary, Inside Sandringham, A Holiday with the Queen, about the traditions of royal celebrations, expert Ingrid Seward says, although other people would prefer champagne, the Queen loves a martini. Some royal observers have speculated that gin-based cocktails, which were favored by many generations of Windsors, may well follow the martini. The monarch's former chef, Darren McGrady, once told CNN exactly what combination Elizabeth preferred. She loved gin and dubonnet. It was her favorite drink. Dubonnet is a fortified French wine with grassy notes and a little gin, orange zest and ice. King Charles, like his sister the Princess Anne, favors Scotch whiskey. His Majesty even produces the drink under his own brand. To make a simple cocktail in the taste of the monarch, you just need to add a little spring water. Neither was Charles averse to gin-based cocktails, so drinks served at Sandringham should be to his taste. The Duke of Edinburgh did not share his wife's tastes in matters of hot drinks. He abstained from champagne too, preferring something more casual. His Highness didn't mind a beer from Manchester's Boddington's Brewery. Prince Philip wasn't very keen on booze, he preferred pale ales, Ingrid Seward explained. Although it was an old tradition for the prince to invite the male members of the family to drink some brandy. Like his grandfather, Prince William, seems to prefer a pint of beer or cider to any other drink. His Highness even described himself as a cider man during a visit to the Rose and Crown Hotel in Norfolk in July 2020. In a normal year, the Queen might treat her grandson to cider made from apples on the royal estate of Sandringham. There is one taste preference that unites 4 royals at once: the Duchesses of Cambridge, Sussex and Cornwall and the Princess of Wales. Both Meghan and Camilla like red wine and spiced drinks, are very popular in the UK. The Brooksbank family also make tequila-based cocktails which are favored by Jack, the princess's husband, who is an ambassador for the brand. At Eugenie and Jack's wedding, just such cocktails were served, and that was the only detail the groom was entrusted to work on. The Princess of Wales was going through a difficult time after her separation from Prince Charles, but Christmas 1995 was not just for that reason. On Christmas Eve 1995, Princess Diana and Prince Charles publicly announced their divorce. At the same time, an official statement from Buckingham Palace came out stating that Queen Elizabeth II had agreed to the divorce proceedings. Lady Di rarely saw her children Prince William and Prince Harry, who were 13 and 11 years old at the time that year. A month before announcing her separation from her husband, Princess Diana gave a scandalous famous interview to the BBC, in which she uttered the famous phrase, "In this marriage there were three of us," and thus revealed the secret affair of Prince Charles with Camilla Parker Bowles. Princess Di also admitted during the interview that she doesn't see Prince Charles as the future king. "When we discussed the matter with him, we always got into a conflict. And I realized that being Prince of Wales was a responsible role, and having to be king carries even more responsibility," she admitted. "To be Prince of Wales is to have more freedom, and to be king is to suffocate with responsibilities." Immediately after the interview, Diana understandably distanced herself from the royal family and was unable to attend the traditional Christmas dinner at Sandringham with Queen Elizabeth II and her sons, while William and Harry could not break tradition and join their mother. As the media reported at the time, Diana spent Christmas alone in her apartment at Kensington Palace. The Duke of Sussex has always been able to trust his maternal uncles and aunts, preferring them to his august kin. Lately, the public has only been discussing the strained relationship between Prince Harry and his paternal kin. King Charles has a grudge against the Duke of Sussex, and his conflict with his brother does not augur well for a quick resolution. In light of these circumstances, many recall that Harry was always better off with his mother's family. The Spencer clan had been close to Harry since childhood. Though the Princess of Wales had trouble communicating with her family, they loved her fondly and were shocked by Diana's death in 1997. Then her brother, Earl Charles Spencer, suggested that the Windsors look after their nephews. At his sister's funeral, he gave a speech blaming the media and not the BCS at all for the incident, a great relief for the much criticized Buckingham Palace. "She would want us to pledge today to protect her beloved boys, William and Harry, from a similar fate," Charles Spencer said at Lady Di's funeral. "And I, on your behalf, Diana, want the same. We will not allow them to be subjected to the same suffering that drove you to despair." After the ceremony, the Earl expressed regret that he had allowed his nephew to follow his mother's coffin, a decision that was later often blamed on the young men's relatives, as traumatic for William and Harry. Prince Harry holds the Spencer family in high regard, with the christening of his son, a key testament to this. Although every attempt was made to keep Archie's christening from prying eyes, it is known that several relatives of the Duke of Sussex on his mother's side were present at the ceremony. They were also invited to the official announcement of the baby's birth. Diana's brother Earl Spencer and her sisters, Lady Jane Fellows and Lady Sarah McCorquodale, were listed in the official address heralding the addition to the Sussex family. This was not the only event in Harry's life that the Spencers attended. Lady Sarah and Lady Jane also came to the Air Corps in 2010 for their nephew's pilot's license, and even joined in the singing of the national anthem. Both the prince's uncle and both his aunts attended all the events surrounding his and Meghan's wedding. At the same time, not all of the Windsors were present at the celebration. Harry, for his part, enthusiastically performed the role of pageboy at the wedding of Charles Spencer and Victoria Lockwood himself in 1987. Alas, how the Spencer clan's relationship with Harry in connection with Megxit and the Sussex family's stay overseas is unknown, but it is clear that the prince has always valued his maternal line for his ability to keep his private life secret from prying eyes and ears.